Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of XFeed. Today, people are getting together for the fight of crypto. We're going over the Yuga Labs Town Hall that happened yesterday, bringing up Major League Soccer, maybe a league that you don't care about, but maybe you should. What it means for crypto, if anything at all. And when I mean crypto, I mean specifically digital assets and NFTs. Because people want to buy things they like. Did Frame ever do their airdrop? What the hell is going on with that Dookie Dash key that Yuga said we're making another one of? Apparently, Saudi Arabia is looking to become a crypto hub. I'm going over the specifics of PayPal's tokens that they are allocating people to buy. Mr. M. Tully, good morning to you and everybody else joining. I hope your Friday has started off amazingly, unless you're in another part of the world where it's not a Friday. But just pretend it's Friday. My name is Saylor. This is XFeed. Let's get into things right off the rip. Holy sheesh! All right, how about that intro? Not bad with the music? Hell yeah. All right, so Guild of Guardians, they are doing their launch on May 15th. There's a little bit of a breakdown here from Tonin where he goes over some different aspects about it from some of the upgrades, but, you know, not everybody plays the game. Shout out Stately Wayne Manor. I know that he does, but just kind of a quick look over here of the visuals, because I think... holy... I need water. Holy smokes. I think the visuals of how these games look is going to be a very integral part for what people care about. In early days, they had these energy NFTs that you could use. You know, what's going on, Shay? There was a lot of speculation if like that was the alpha to buy, but it looks like they're going to have tickets in there that adventure mode and crafting will use energy as fuel. They're going to have a boss rush mode, a little kind of an idea here. Apparently what you're going to do is just try to do as much damage as you can, which does feel very much like the Legends of Mara game. Yeah, we're doing okay, Shay. A little bit of problems off the rip, but we're good. But the global launch reset is going to be on May 8th. And then post the launch, they are going to be doing guild quest, guild power, boost for guild members, yada, 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 which is all kind of cool and well. But going down here, you can see that there is more of a breakdown, bringing up their esports teams. A lot of collections are trying to highlight, hey, we have these different partnerships, different activations. What actually comes of them? Is there kind of any extra substance for it? Because it's felt like for T1 and Fnatic, it's been kind of, you know, I haven't necessarily seen anything, but I follow them in the League of Legends scene. And so for anybody that's not aware, T1 is a massive team out of Korea, Fnatic, massive team out of Europe, and they do have like insane following. So it is extraordinarily bullish that they are a part of it. But for those energy boosters here, we have modified some of our energy systems. Only adventure and crafting will use energy. Again, most of this stuff doesn't matter, but what's interesting here is their leaderboards and I guess the way that the kind of blockchain gaming fun, earning rewards aspect is. And so they're going to have an endless dungeon, which is player versus environment, arena, player versus player, and a boss rush, which again is PvE. Most rewards in Guild of Guardians tokens will be in the endless dungeon with events every 4 weeks. Arena and boss rush will have weekly events with rewards, mostly in active Web2, but top players will receive GOG tokens and NFTs. Oh, mostly an active Web2. We'll see how the adoption rate works for them within that. Now, yesterday there was the news of PayPal partnering up with Moonay to allow some purchases in crypto, but it is notable that there were a very specific subset of coins that you could get: Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, Shiba Inu, and Dogecoin. So just in terms of like a regulatory comment, I know that within Canada, they are kind of specific about what tokens, and I'm not sure if that's like an exchange thing, if that's like a government thing or what, but these are, I guess, the ones that they classify as safe, which Michael Saylor was going on a rant the other day saying everything's going to get called to security except Bitcoin. I don't know about that. But CoinDesk put out this article saying, with a young population, enormous government funding, and the hope of favorable regulation, expectations are high that Saudi Arabia will become a hub for crypto in the Middle East. And within that article, the only thing that I thought was kind of really interesting for an NFT lord, good morning, was Saudi Arabia's $95 billion public investment fund has reportedly held partnership talks with Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, one of the leading VC backers of Web3 startups. Animoca Brands, a leading Asian Web3 gaming VC, has partnered with King Abdulaziz City for science and technology in the capital, Riyadh, to advance the gaming ecosystem in the country. So it's just, Snazzy, what's going on? It feels like it's an interesting thing where like governments and like literally entire countries are saying, hey, this Web3 thing, this crypto thing, like we actually want to be a part of it and we're willing to put a lot behind it. And that is just crazy to think about when we were kind of all here being like, hey, yeah, sure, we'll spend $200 on a digital picture of an ape, and now we're here. Punk 7846 bought for 187 ETH. You know how much damage you can do to some of these NFT projects with 187 ETH? Apparently, people are out there trying to snipe grails, 3D glasses with the beanie cap on there, and then as well, Poppy, who has, I guess it's kind of like a cap. We got the earring, beard, generalized one here, but going for like double the floor at 70.69, 210K. Seeing other people also comment about, hey, if you're wanting to get a CryptoPunk, now is your time to do so. Obviously, everybody's got different takes on that, but is interesting seeing some of these larger purchases of grails. The Ledger Stacks is finally shipping. Holy sheesh. If you haven't heard, basically Ledger designed a very long time ago these Ledger Stacks, which are kind of like little handheld things with screens. Think of if you have a Ledger or hardware wallet, it's just that, but touchscreen and a little bit more modern per se. But 2 years later, the email reads, Dear Ledger Stacks pre-order customer, thank you for pre-ordering. As we gear up for shipping in the coming weeks, we wanted to provide information on the batch shipping system. They'll be delivered in 3 batches, 1, 2, and 3 between May 28th and June 11th for that first one. So that is cool. By the end of the month, we're going to have people with Ledger Stacks. Okay, so I want to think imagination for a second here. You are a business, okay? Snazzy owns a business, NFT Lord owns a business, Shay owns a business, Mtali owns a business, and you're like, all right, I need to sell something, and I need to do it as capitally efficient as possible. And let's say your business is cards, and you're like, okay, so we have to print all of these cards, we have to ship around the world, have to deal with any kind of issues around that, yada, yada, yada. Or what you could do is just create an NFT, have that digital asset, and then let people do what they do. And it's instantaneous, pretty much, and would take a lot less effort. And that was the thought that I had, because Topps put out this thing saying, Justin, we're making a card to celebrate the Mets, as a New York Mets MLB team, selling a record-breaking 444,000 hot dogs in a single game. Just like the hot dogs, the cards are just $1 each. Available for 24 hours or until 44,000 cards are sold. And then the cards outsell the dogs? And it's just, it makes you think, right? If you're a business right now, imagine if they just did this online. They could also probably charge more than $1. True. Probably broke even on that. That doesn't sound like a good business decision. Oh my goodness. All right. Speaking of businesses decisions, Three Landers is apparently for sale. So this was a collection that came out. It had like an unbelievable amount of hype around it. This was another collection that launched. It looked very, very much like the Doodles, the kind of cool cats-esque, like singular line. That's not the right term, but you know how it's kind of the cute, cuddly, bold lines overall, as you see within this. And it just ended up not working. I don't know if they had like a lack of funding, a lack of direction, whatever. But these things were going for a ton before, but now the brand is for sale. Are we going to have a Pudgy Penguin revival? Similarly, I doubt it, but still very interesting to see that a collection is trying to sell the NFT that no longer has anything going on with it. Okay, here is a very interesting take from Michael Saylor regarding Bitcoin, and it gave me kind of the heebie-jeebies of the early days of NFTs. Here's what he had to say.
I think you get a parade of endorsements. You're going to start getting 13F filings here in May, and you're going to see, a parade of famous investors and famous funds that started biting off a bit of Bitcoin, and that's going to change things. I think you're going to see more and more securities issuances, more ETFs, then you're going to see more derivatives. You're going to see more public companies. I think you're going to see more Bitcoin miners. They're going to be announcing that they're not just mining Bitcoin, they're buying Bitcoin. I think you're going to see more good news coming from the clients of Square, right? And small, mid-sized businesses, you're going to see more of them. I think you're going to see more of the exchanges announcing that they're taking some systemic view. I think it'll be just bit by bit, you know, every quarter, one more normalizing, you know, program that builds Bitcoin into the capital structure of a private, a public company, a fund. You're going to see, I think over the next 4 quarters, you'll see announcements from the big banks that they've approved Bitcoin ETFs for unsolicited sale. And it'll be one a quarter, and then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. And then you'll see announcements that it's marginable. And then you'll see, you know, like you saw last week.
All right, he just goes on and on and on, but holy smokes, after the last little bit of feeling bearish on the timeline, this guy's just like, nope, absolutely send it. And Harry, G meow, brother. Okay, so apparently there's a report coming out where Inter Miami is in negotiations to sign Angel Di Maria this summer. So you might have no idea what the hell or who this guy is, but international soccer superstar, really big player. Obviously, Messi went to Miami in Major League Soccer this past summer, and wow, or maybe that was a year ago, but the ticket sales, the attention that it's drawn, it's all because people are following the leader of the things that they want to see. They like Messi, they see this, and it's making me think, okay, Major League Soccer, I don't know if it has anything within the Web3 space. Very interesting to see if that does happen. But further to that, I just kind of, you know, want to remind you, depending on who goes where, who does what in anything, if they get into the blockchain space and they talk about it one day, you know, maybe I'm clutching at straws here, but you'd be surprised how many people pay attention. And it feels like there has been a very muted audience of celebrities that have endorsed Web3 or anything along those lines as of recently. It felt everybody jumped into it initially, but it's been very, very quiet as of late. Did Frame ever do their airdrop? Guys, what the hell is going on with Frame? This was supposed to be the new best thing. 227,000 followers looking for the past update. We've listened to the community and understood not everyone was able to properly access the claim. We've reopened claims and we'll be pushing our mainnet launch in order to give users more time to claim. So that was back at the end of January. That's back at the end of January. You need to check their Discord. Oh, so we're keeping everything gate locked in the Discord. That's insane. Harry, if you're able to give me the lowdown of what they said within there, I would love you, but no worries if not. So if you're wondering how the Yuga Town Hall went, they invited all the Moonbirds to attend. No announcements in Proof Discord, no links for birds to join, no mentions of Bird or Proof through the whole meeting. It is funny to watch how this Proof thing went. Everybody had the heebie-jeebies about it originally, and I feel like it's not going the way that they want. But more on the Yacht Club here in a second. And this is Paul Bissonnette, who talks about the NHL a lot. And I can't read things without thinking of you know what. So I'll read this out loud for you. Hey, Yacht Club, stop whistling and cheer, you rich dummies. Most pathetic home burden playoffs. Let's hear it for that first period effort. My God. He's talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, I mean, hey, Yacht Club, stop whistling and cheer, you rich dummies. Yeah, you think this guy's talking about Bored Apes. That's crazy. Okay, Harry Ford. Frame should have big announcement for y'all in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I imagine, on 5-1. Gee, yeah, they're really pushing things back, eh? They don't want to put it on their X because they're gonna get roasted for it. So the one of one that ended up going as a one of one faraway asset. Apparently, Yuga is remaking that key. I don't know if they're gonna have a different asset like the heavy metal within there, but I guess they've recreated it, and that is what it looks like as we kind of originally thought. So, snazzy. I'm not going to go through this entire Other Side Town Hall recap. I tried to join the experience last night, but it did not freaking work at all. It was brutal. But first time for this new Town Hall format, and over 1.2K of you crammed in at the last minute. Hell yeah, thank you. So, this is neat. The fact that there was over 1,000 people, because I don't think I've even seen within like Discord, like that 1 year anniversary, or not 1 year anniversary, but the Discord addressing that they've done. They have, these town halls and different things as of late, the Daniel Legray thing. I don't think any of that stuff has gone over like 700 to 800 people. So that's a pretty large amount. And having kind of an experience, because that's what all this is. When we're talking about why do we do these things, it's for an experience, or we hope to. It's cool to see that this is one of the first things. So within there, the TLDR, that's what we love, is events. They're going to be starting monthly for Yuga in July, and not just social ones like Apes Come Home. We're talking 3,000 plus players with low latency action gameplay, guns and stuff, mayhem, okay? ODK Alpha putting builder tools in the hands of the community immediately, and rewards for those who build Other Side. Very interesting. We saw Journey Crypto also make a tweet saying he's excited to build on his land. And I guess that's kind of it for the TLDR. But let's go into the rewards portion of the longer thing here. So this part gets complicated, but stick with me. Somnia is a new pre-token layer 1 blockchain. It's fast despite the name, but in addition to being a layer 1, it's also an omni-chain protocol that enables some cool interoperability across metaverses. Other Side is powered by ApeCoin and ApeChain, not the Somnia blockchain. We're just doing stuff with the protocol. Anyway, we made a deal with Somnia so that all other deed Coda, BAYC, and MAYC holders will be able to complete quests and accrue Somnia points for participating in the Other Side development and the next Somnia quest seasons. And the bonuses stack big time, ensuring a massive chunk of rewards goes to Other Side holders who build the metaverse. Basically, help build the metaverse, and this pre-token layer 1 blockchain will reward you. It's still funny to me that we have how many different chains that are doing this exact same thing, and still most of them seem to be worth doing. So it's a 200% bonus point per Coda held, 175% bonus for the Other Deed expanded held, 150% bonus points per BAYC, and then 100% bonus per MAYC. Very, very interesting. On the other half here, they just talk about stacking and saying bonus stacks for multiple NFTs up to a cap of 25 NFTs per collection. Imagine being a mega whale and then getting completely rinsed on that. That's a tough look. And then linear treatment, multiple Yuga NFT treatment, linear treatment, bonus applied per NFT. Example, if I own 1 BYC token and 2 Other D tokens, my bonus multiplier would be 500%. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, what I thought was kind of funny, maybe, I don't know why I thought of it. So this is, apparently they hired 60 plus artists to create Codas in 3D. All right. And within this, they look fine, and I have no issues with it. However, when I thought of it, I was like, these kind of look like Blancos. And so when we compare, do they seem like they're really that much better and different than the OG of Blancos Block Party? That is my question for you. All right, some info from Fluffy World, and they are doing a strategy simulation game. All that I really care about with this is the thoughts of people that aren't in the ecosystem, because everybody within the ecosystem is like, oh, this looks great, and I'm like, all right, that's fine, but I want to know the thoughts of everyone else. So again, it's a strategy simulation game where you're going to be harvesting resources, stone, alloy, gems, ooze, and gold down here on the corner on the left you can see, and it looks kind of neat. The graphics, again, I think are pretty cool. The fact that it's like a simulation game and not action-packed. Very, very curious to see what the reaction is from everybody. And we do have, for anybody that is in the community right now, we got 2 different sets of quest rewards coming up from the cycle rewards and then the quest reward that again ends on May 7th, I believe. And yeah, I don't know. I just think like people don't have anything to spend root on except for like sell it, stake it, or buy the Third Kingdom asset. So curious for Prisms and the land. What will happen there? So Gemini team apparently is jumping on board here with Stand with Crypto. If you haven't seen it before, again, it's kind of a big movement. 86 million been raised by crypto advocates to, you know, help push towards politicians creating resources, just fight for the rights of crypto, if you will. Very interested to see how big of a role the Stand with Crypto movement plays going into the rest of this year. So Blast Gold, I'm going to try to get Boomer on soon because I had a chat with him the other day and I was like, holy smokes, you are really cranking into the Blast Gold here. But Whale.swoosh has a quick little breakdown for the gold, so we'll talk about that if you've seen it. Again, Blast is a new blockchain or L2 blockchain that's come out and has done some pretty crazy things, and it's from the same team that created Blur. And what is Blast Gold? Blast Gold are basically bundled airdrop points. Everything's points. One Blast Gold equals about 36,000 points. Blast Gold makes up 50% of the total airdrop. Sheesh. Blast Gold was introduced primarily to push decentralized apps that are building on Blast. Top Blast apps such as OXDTX, YOLO, Thruster, etc. have been given a large Blast Gold allocation that they can share with users. These dApps receive Blast Gold allocations on a bi-weekly basis, and if you use them, you can earn a share of their total allocation. So again, people are using these protocols to get more points because we're looking for that token, baby. An example, Blast awarded 2 million Blast Gold to Blur last week. People who trade Blast NFTs on Blur can collect Blast Gold on the side. As a result, the trading activity for top Blast NFTs collection is higher than on ETH mainnet right now, which we did highlight earlier in the week. So how do you earn your first gold? And then it goes into a Twitter space. But again, really enjoy Whale Swoosh, I guess, if you're wanting to give them a quick follow on that front. So Inhuman made a big chart of all of the different games that they've played that are Web3 based. And my first reaction is, yeah, I don't really know what like any of them are. And it's funny to think about because none of them have like names within it. Like, okay, that's Nifty Island. Metalcore does. Sorry, excuse me. Big Time down here in the Where Did the Money Go? Illuvium, Wilder World, Treeverse, Parallel, the Pirate thingy. And they brought it down where there's kind of like a whole bunch of the tags under it. And I thought that was cool. But it's funny that like most of these aren't recognizable to the extent that you would think, for how much is going on with the majority of them. But within that, and one of their top games, they've rated Blade of God, the Genesis portal of Void Labs, reshape how humans interact with the digital realm and AI, play ARPG to train AI agent. So this is their pinned tweet right here. Looks like kind of a character creation, reminds me of Guild of Guardians in a way. It's kind of World of Warcrafty, MMORPG. 108th volume, gradually and steadily. That's kind of crazy for there's Genesis there. That's rated in the S tier, and they've only had 100 ETH total volume for their entire collection. That seems pretty freaking crazy. So this might be something that I'll look on, but again, keep an eye for these threads and what people are saying. And also who's got bags and what's. Because listen, we just looked at that. That guy's probably got a bag of those NFTs. That's crazy. So here's a little bit of FUD that technically is incorrect. So the tweet reads, Magic Eden rugged their own airdrop before it even launched. And this is an announcement from Whales Market, which is not Magic Eden. Whales Market takes different points from these systems. They have some kind of an escrow service. I'm not really entirely sure how it works, but somehow you're able to buy and install points before they happen. So official announcement on the Magic Eden Diamond Marketplace at everyone. The Magic Eden Diamond Points Market has now been canceled. All deposit funds will be returned to the wallets that created and filled orders. So again, this is from Whales Market, but they're saying that Magic Eden rugged their own airdrop. That's crazy.
Yo, sheesh.
Yo, sheesh. Stately Wade Manor. Man, I brought up Guild of Guardians at the beginning of this Do you actually think this is going to be revolutionary? I'm curious about the T1 and the Fnatic. They highlighted some of the esports org partnerships, and I'm like, man, what's going on? But thank you so much for the 37 months. And so NF Tolly here, not to be confused with M Tolly, if you know what I mean, head of absolutely nothing at Magic Eden responds saying, we have no affiliation with Whales Market. People shouldn't buy and sell wallets with off-chain reward points through a third party that's almost as dumb as your tweets. Absolutely cooked the fraud. Absolutely cooked it. All right, another point system that people are going for. Frick. What's going on, Wayne Manor? I'll have to go back and listen to it. Listen, it wasn't that interesting. Trust. But for the whales market, right, people were able to sell points before they came out, and the points were selling for like $30 for Friend Tech, okay? And Friend Tech officially came out at $1.71. So people were paying $30 for this before with the expectations it was going to be a winner chicken dinner. And then $1.71 as of currently. That is what I call tough. But that's it for this edition of XFeed. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little recap. I've been trying to keep them kind of like sub 30 minutes if I can, give you a quick little rundown of what we've seen on the timeline, having a little bit of a vibe out here before your weekend. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope Harry Swan buys another Persona because that man is absolutely in love with that collection. And I hope Stately Wade Manor makes $1 million. I hope Snazzy does great with the bets. I hope that, who else is here? NFT Lord, that you become the Lord of whatever game you're into, and say just, I hope you have a fantastic friggin' day. And M. Tolly, get on League. Holy sweet mother of